Well, hello there. My name is Brianna McWilliam, and I'm an author, educator, Reiki practitioner, as well as a creative arts therapist. And I have been in the field for about 12 years. And I have the lovely Kim here today to talk about her experience in taking my online course called Healing Attachment Wounds with Mindfulness and Creative Arts Therapies. And so she has so graciously offered her time and her feedback on the course. And I'm just going to hand it over to you, Kim, now to just maybe tell us a little bit about what brought you to signing up for the course and what your experiences were around that.
Okay. Well, I've been in a relationship for a few months with what I can look back now on and see as a kind of a roller coaster type of relationship. And I had known that I needed to learn a lot about how to have healthy relationships because I never really had that role modeled growing up and had kind of spotty attachments with my caregivers, my parents. So I knew I was in a place where I needed to learn how to have healthy relationships. I started reading different books on dating and relationships, and some of them were interesting, but I still felt like a lot of them left me feeling more anxious than helpful. You know, a lot of them talked about needing to present in a relationship with confidence, but I felt so much lacking in confidence that I didn't know how to do that. It left me feeling even more anxiety. I finally came on a book about attachment styles and thought, that's it. That's what I need to learn more about. And that's when I found the Healing Attachment Wounds Facebook page. And then that led me to the Healing Attachment Wounds program. And that has been exactly the thing that I've needed. That has been the thing that's allowed me to really develop the confidence and improve in that area.
And
So.
and would you mind sharing a little bit with us, like, is there a particular lecture that stood out to you, or were there any like favorite aspects of the program that ring true for you?
You know, they were all so good. I would have to say, just starting from the very first one with complicated grief and understanding how to process the grief, because that's just the very first place to start for me. Um, so that was just an excellent, and learning about the neural mechanisms in the brain and how that all impacts, you know, how we react. And I think an important part of that was for me realizing that it wasn't so much a flaw in my character. These were certain parts of the brain that were being stimulated. And then being able to learn how to reprogram the amygdala or the amygdala.
Yeah.
Yes. And so that's obviously what the experiential exercises were intended for. So yeah, that's, I think, was the most important part for me. Because before that, for so long, I had always just felt so much depression and anxiety and having a hard time, you know, so many like years of self-help books and cognitive behavioral therapy just kind of leaves you with lots of head knowledge, but doesn't help it get into your body.
Yes.
And so I think that's been really the most important thing that I've gotten from this program.
That's so wonderful. And it's exactly what I wanted you to get. And so in terms of moving forward, like what maybe are some takeaways that you have from the program? Like, is there something that you take away that you feel like you might implement more so in your life on a regular basis, or maybe even not on a regular basis, but like, what would you say is your biggest takeaway from the program?
Well, you know what, every week I feel like I take away something else. So the one that I've learned this week, and of course you also touched on this in the 5-day challenge, um, was conjuring up those feelings, being able to conjure up those feelings on your own and being able to divorce from the specifics. So I think that one's going to be a big game changer for me. It's something that I'm still new at and exploring, but I think that one's going to be huge.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
And my last question is just if you have any guidance or advice for someone that might be considering taking the program, but they're on the fence or they're not sure, you know, what would be your advice for them?
Well, I would say that this program has done for me in 7 weeks what years of therapy and self-help books didn't do. So I've really, you know, there's been so much, like I said, head knowledge and so much of these other self-help books and therapy programs, and which has all been great. Obviously, you need to learn how to put everything in perspective and articulate and kind of organize your thoughts and your experiences. But just to take myself into a place of being able to feel it, and now being able to, you know, really get over the anxiety and the depression. And I would say that in the past 7 weeks, the people that have known me have definitely seen a big change in me just in the last 7 weeks. The women in my weekly support group that I go to have noticed the change, and from being a, you know, an anxious person to being much more calm and serene. And one person used the word empowered and word.
Wow.
And I would have to say I've just gotten a new job recently, and the people that I'm meeting now for the first time really don't even know the person I was just a few weeks ago. They've seen a new me. And so I would definitely say that this 7 weeks has been the biggest change for myself. So.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experiences with that. And also for sharing, that with anyone who may be watching this and considering taking the program. I really appreciate your feedback.
Oh, you're welcome. It's been great. So
Yeah,
loved it.
thank you. And so with that, I just encourage anyone that may be on the fence and or wondering if this could work out for them, take it from Kim, that it's a great program, and absolutely we look forward to having you in our community.